Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to another night right here on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It's the night we call Healthy Love Night. How you doing? Big ups to each and everyone who have it locked right now. Those tuned in on TuneIn Radio, the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Those who are hailing from anywhere between Detroit and Denmark. Yeah, WGLRO crew, big ups to you. Holland, Germany, Finland, Greenland, Iceland, top what a morning, day, afternoon, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. Greetings to you. Those over there in the UK, tune in on One Harmony Radio. Top of the morning to you guys over there. Big ups, musical genius. Big up yourself, sir. And of course, those tuning on PEMG TV and those right here at the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com. Welcome. Glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you, and you have my word. I would not even try. Kicking it off with a little Davil, new music called Kryptonite. The track is called Kryptonite. Artist goes by the name Davil. Want to say thanks to Pulse Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show. When being in a moment is priceless, you want to give them a call. What kind of priceless moments are we talking about? We're talking about graduations, funerals, weddings, regular parties. You name it. We have a video camera, you have internet service, you have a computer or a laptop. You can connect them all. You have the ability to stream to your own secure platform. Yes, I did say your own. In fact, if you want to do something like you're watching right here on kevinstew.com, Pulse Media can set you up with that too. Give them a call, 754-999-6020, or visit them at pulseemg.com and tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. So kryptonite made Superman weak, right? So that means doesn't really matter how strong you are, there is something out there that can bring you down to your knees, whether it is emotionally or physically. We don't discriminate. There's kryptonite everywhere. And last week on Healthy Love, we were talking about the kryptonite, quote unquote, in swimming pools. You know, the dangers that lurked in swimming pools. It looks blue and pretty and nice. Of course, the water is not actually blue, but it's clear because the pool is painted blue, it looks blue, and the sky is blue and all that. So we get it. Cool. But lurking in that water was, or could be, not was, but could be, as we were talking about it, could be a bacteria called cryptosporidium. And we went through the whole thing, and somebody asked me why I was stressing on the 3 weeks of diarrhea, because after 3 days, there's no way that they were not going to be seeing a doctor. But 514, good evening. Welcome to the Stew Pot. I invite you guys who are tuned in, by the way, to jump on into the Stew Pot. It's where we keep things bubbling. The water is always fine. And where do you find the Stew Pot? On kevinstew.com. It's our interactive portal. Others call it a chat room, but because we are fancy, we call it the Stew Pot. And I encourage you all to come and join me in the Stew Pot each and every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 to midnight, where we can be interactive. And if you feel like being even more personal, call me. 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. You can also text. I respond to those too. And I will read you your messages out on the air if you so wish. If not, that's fine. I can keep it private. Of course, this is a judgment-free zone, so you will not be judged on your comments or your questions. Cool. So, yeah, last week we were talking about crypto and the how inviting that pool may look during during the summer days, but the dangers that lurked within. And I didn't want to feel those lovers of other bodies of water. I didn't want them to feel left out. So tonight we're talking about the dangers that lurk in lakes, rivers, and oceans, and even streams. Yes, because around here we're equal opportunity. So swimming is one of those things that we tend to do to stay healthy. It is an excellent form of exercise. However, there are some lakes in some parts of the ocean that you decide that you're going to take a dip and you're going to end up sick. It's just how it is. You get into the wrong kind of water, splash around a little bit, and depend if the conditions are right for it, you may end up with what is called RWI, recreational water illness. Now, there are some things that you should know when it comes to RWI. It's an illness that spreads when swimmers come in contact with contaminated bodies of water. And according to the CDC's Healthy Swimming website, most RWIs are caused by germs contracted by swallowing, breathing, or touching bacteria-ridden water in swimming pools, rivers, lakes, or oceans. Again, last week, we spent quite a bit of time on swimming pools. Now, there are various types of bacteria that can cause RWIs. And one is the brain-eating amoeba. Ever heard of it? Yeah, it sounds kind of scary, doesn't it? And rightly so, I do believe you should be scared. According to Jennifer Cope, medical officer in the CDC's waterborne disease prevention branch, the brain-eating amoeba is rare, but almost always fatal. So, they say behind every dark cloud is a silver lining. So, the dark cloud is the fact that you contract the brain-eating amoeba, chances are you're gonna die. The silver lining is you won't necessarily die, and the fact that it is rare. Naegleria fowleri is commonly referred to as the brain-eating amoeba and causes a rare but usually fatal disease when the amoeba goes up in the nose. The amoeba is found in warm freshwater like lakes and rivers. If you or your children are swimming in warm freshwater this summer, then there are certain precautions that you need to take. You want to avoid water getting up into your nose, first of all. I guess the good thing there is you're typically not encouraged to inhale through your nostrils when underwater. It's just not the thing to do. Another one is Vibrio. And Vibrio is a bacteria that is naturally found in the ocean. Karen Wong, medical officer in CDC's enteric disease epidemiology branch, says it is important to keep seawater and brackish water out of any open wounds, cuts, or scrapes to prevent Vibrio infection. Anyone can get vibriosis, but people with liver disease or weakened immune systems are at the highest risk for severe illness and complications. Now, imagine South Florida. The first thing that comes to mind, or one of the very first things that comes to mind, would be the beaches. Another thing that comes to mind would be retirees. So, here you go. You have retirees with weakened immune systems and possibly liver disease, and the occasional scratch or bruise here or there or cut because, let's face it, they're accident prone. When you get to certain ages, you become more accident prone than others. So you'd end up with scratches, bruises, cuts, etc. But everybody seems to love the ocean. Can you imagine? Okay. Other lake and ocean-borne bacteria include crypto. And we've mentioned crypto before, short for cryptosporidium. But there's also Giardia, Shigella, norovirus, and E. coli. Now, there are different types of infections that you can get. You have really a wide variety, and they fall into the RWI category, the recreational water infections category. And these include gastrointestinal, skin, ear, respiratory, eye, neurological, and wound infection. And yes, I did say neurological. Remember that one, right? It can affect your brain. And for people like me who already have... okay, I'm just playing. You guys are going to start really believing that I have some sort of brain defect. But it hasn't been proven yet, officially. So until then, it's a joke. Disclaimer. So swimmers who get RWIs can show a variety of symptoms, but the most likely is diarrhea. And you wouldn't really think that going swimming would be associated with diarrhea. But again, as we talked about crypto a lot last week, 3 weeks of diarrhea is nothing to smile about or nothing to sneeze at. These are the kind of things that really can put you on your back for a long time, if not permanently. So, what does one do to avoid some of these things? And, you know, we're kind of doing the overview before we do the detail. One good way to avoid contracting an RWI from the ocean is to check beaches against the Environmental Protection Agency's online beach advisory. It tells whether bacterial levels at US coastal and Great Lakes beaches are monitored and whether a beach is open for swimming. And yes, the Great Lakes have beaches also. I remember living in Chicago. I lived right on Lake Michigan. And every week we would take kids from summer camp to the beach. Now, it had moments where I expected certain things, like waves, and the little ripples that came ashore. It just wasn't the same as your ocean effect, but Lake Michigan kind of looks like an ocean. It's huge. It's one of the nation's Great Lakes, if you don't know. Or for those who are outside of the US. Now, if the lake or the ocean that you're visiting, the beach, is not monitored regularly, there are some tips that Michelle Lavsva, remember that name? From last week, not last year. Hilasva, chief of the healthy swimming program at the CDC, there are some tips that she gives. She says, avoid swimming after heavy rain. Look for storm drains, pipes, and drain polluted water from streets along the beach. If you see those, don't go swimming near them. Look for trash and other signs of pollution, such as oil slicks in the water. These kinds of pollutants may indicate the presence of disease-causing microorganisms that may also have been washed into the water. So, some quick things to consider. So, like now, alright, these last 2 days in South Florida didn't have that much rain. But rain is in the forecast. And last week was pretty rainy. So, one thing that I would recommend is that you check the CDC for information on the beaches near you. If you're in South Florida, or actually, it's summertime all over in the US, so everybody is flocking to any kind of water source as a means of recreation activities and recreational cooling. So you do want to check to see if the water that you're going into or hanging out nearby, if it is coming up on CDC's radar as being bacteria filled. Now, I mentioned the brain-eating amoeba. The scientific name for it is Naegleria fowleri. Naegleria fowleri. Naegleria fowleri. And it is a free-living microscopic amoeba. For those of you who don't know what an amoeba is, it's a single-celled living organism. One cell. That's all there is to it. One cell. Now, it can cause a rare and devastating infection of the brain called PAM. What does PAM stand for? Primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. Right? So, it's primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. The amoeba is commonly found in warm fresh water. So you can find it in lakes, rivers, and hot springs. The third one, the hot springs, you'd want to go to hot springs because it's an amazing source of minerals that works wonders for the body. However, as a hot spring, you have to be watching out for certain types of bacteria. Another interesting thing about this amoeba is that it's also found in soil. So you may escape it in the water, but end up contracting it from the soil, or vice versa. So you need to be real careful. Naegleria fowleri usually infects people when contaminated water enters the body through the nose. Yes. So, of course, you won't be sniffing the soil, but accidents happen. If you fall, dirt ends up in your face, all these little things. That's why it's called an accident. You have to be mindful of these little things. Once the amoeba enters the nose, it travels to the brain where it causes PAM, primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. The problem with PAM is that it is usually fatal. Yeah, I might have said it quite casually, but that's the serious side of it. It's usually fatal. Infection typically occurs when people go swimming or diving in warm freshwater places like lakes and rivers. And in very rare instances, it may occur when contaminated water from other sources, like inadequately chlorinated swimming pools or heated and contaminated tap water enters the nose. Now, you might wonder, wait, hold up. When is tap water going to get into your nose? Well, it gets there. There are things that we do that tap water will get into our nostrils. Think about it. What is really interesting, though, is you cannot get infected by swallowing water contaminated with Naegleria. Not swallowing it. Inhaling it, yes. Swallowing it, no. 271, welcome to the show. Glad to have you. So, we're going to take a quick little break in a moment. And when we come back, we're going to look at some frequently asked questions when it comes to Naegleria. And I'm hoping that some of these questions that I'm going to go through are questions that you have. If not, search engines are your friends, because I can only present so much information in the time that we have, right? So go ahead and check out whatever it is that you can check out. Share with me some things that you have found as we go through. I encourage it. I love the interaction. Hey, Julian, welcome to the show. Happy Tuesday terrific Tuesday to you. Better late than never. Glad to have you. Always glad to have you. So yeah, whatever you find and want to share with me, I'd be glad to have it, and so will all the other listeners. We're gonna take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk some more about Naegleria fowleri. Now, real quick, first order of business that I want to address as we go into the break is the fact that there is still a reward out as it relates to the hit and run death of Rashawn Creary. And I know his mother personally. He was known in Broad County by many. If you have any information or know anyone with any information, please, please, please call Crime Stoppers. 954-493-TIPS. You don't have to give your name. All you need to do is give the little bit of information that you may have. Please. The family wants answers. They want this thing settled. And there is still a GoFundMe account that is active. And I will share that with you guys on social media. If you're not connected with me on social media right now, please connect. And let's see what we can do to assist this family as they go through this time with this additional expenses, unplanned for expense relating to the death of Rashawn Creary. We're going to continue with our break. We'll be right back.
Pulse Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Are you crazy about the music industry? You aspire to hit it big in music? Or maybe you've sweated out a soulful killer beat and are now stuck finding it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, but it can be easy for you with JTMC. We've been there. We know how it feels. So we solve challenges like production, promotion, marketing, branding and development, and more. With over 30 years of experience, JTMC is a one-stop shop for artists. We handle your graphic design, writing services, PR, as well as event planning, e-blasts, artist management, and bookings, so also your website and social media needs as well. We're experts in using creativity to persuade audiences on behalf of artists, drawing on our diverse experience to create projects that connect with audiences intellectually and emotionally. Artist success is everything to us, and our years of experience and commitment will be behind you for every one of your needs. If you've got music for the world to hear, whether you're a new or established artist, visit us at jtmcenterprise.com.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com, your links to worship and praise.
Every school bus and classroom. You see me around the neighborhood and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm one out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger.
Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help.
Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me. We are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Yes. Akar Mantino, I'm making notes right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
This is new music coming at you from Groove Galore.
It wasn't long ago when I saw your face. Stood there staring at me in a dangerous place.
This one features Belinda Brady.
Dancing in a crowded room. Last summer it was late in June. Let me step back, boy. Now you can make your move.
It's called Show Me.
When I look into your eyes, sweet danger mesmerized, now two hearts are intertwined. But when I step into your soul, I get nervous, I can't lie. Show me what you're gonna do when you hold me, what you're gonna say when you touch me. Now that you know it's set me ready, but all your loving won't. Show me what you're gonna do when you hold me, what you gonna say when you touch me. Now that you know I set me ready, you're all your loving right. Temptation madly draws me closer to you. I wanna be wrapped up in your sexy groove. Trouble's gonna run, they coming my way. Captivated by sweet words you say. Throw caution to the wind. Let us fly away. When I look into your eyes, sweet danger mesmerized. Now two hearts are intertwined. But when I step into your soul, I get nervous, I can't lie. Show me what you gonna do when you hold me, what you gonna say when you touch me. Now that you know I set me ready, for all your loving boy. Show me what you gonna do when you hold me,
Speaking of Show Me,
gonna say when you touch me. Now that you know I set me ready.
last month we were dazzled by this. The silver winged necklace and earring set, courtesy of Jillian J. Well, in May we were dazzled by it. In June, we're dazzled by this beautiful black lava rock beaded necklace and bracelet set. This one that comes with an aromatherapy oil that you can just dip a little or drop a little on each bead or a few beads, and it will last throughout the day. You know, it goes with you through the day. So link Jillian J at jmarie@jillianj.com. That's jmarie@gillian-j.com. Or give her a call, 954-281-2587, and say, hey, I saw or heard about your pieces on the night shift of DJ Kevin Stew. I like them. What else can you show me? What else have you got? What can you do something for me? I have something in mind. Can you customize this for me? Not only will Jillian J probably meet your needs with what you want, as in jewelry, but they'll go a step further and they can style you. Yes, Jillian J, you get personal styling services and you get jewelry made, handcrafted jewelry, custom jewelry. Listen, you can't go wrong. Again, give Julian a call, 954-281-2587, and say you heard about her on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Or just go ahead and email her. Or if you're listening to the show right now, jump into the stew pot and say, "Hi Julian, I like your work." How about that? Yeah, I think you should do that. I'm going to do that right now. "Hi, Julian. I really like your work." Another bit of work that I like, and yeah, I'm really on an advertising tip right now. Big ups to my sponsors for this segment of the show. Althea with her healing heavenly hands. Oh my goodness, these hands work miracles. I was going to say magic, but they work miracles. They're healing heavenly hands. Althea is a licensed massage therapist, and she comes to you if you're in Broward County, North Miami-Dade, or South Palm Beach County. Just give her a call. She'll come to you. She has her table. She has oils. She'll take care of you. 954-655-9000. 954-655-9000. Or you can email her at thealater@att.net. Believe me, you will not. Did I say not? Not be disappointed. Another thing I'd like to point out real quick for those who are regular visitors to kevinstew.com. If you scroll down on the page where you see the shows that I have, you will see Healthy Love. Well, you'll see Community and Finance, you'll see Healthy Love, and you'll see Real Talk. Right below that, you'll see a brand new shiny little button that says Donate. We encourage donations to the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew because of the community service that we provide. And it's it costs us. So advertising is available on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Advertising is available on kevinstew.com. And of course, if you have nothing to advertise but you'd like to donate, I've heard people say, "Boy, Kevin, you're doing a great job. How can I contribute to what you're doing? I know you'd have expenses. I'd like for you to continue doing what you're doing. I wouldn't want you to run into any problems. What can we do? How can we make a donation?" Well, here you go. There's a donate button on the kevinstew.com page, on the site, on the website. It's on the home page. So feel free. Any denomination you choose, any amount, I shouldn't say any denomination, but any numeration, any amount you choose is always welcome. kevinstew.com is where you go and make that donation. Okay? Cool. All right, so back to the matter at hand. We're talking about bacteria, dangers that lurk within bodies of water. And we were looking at artificial bodies of water last week with swimming pools. This week we're more looking at the natural bodies of water, the lakes, the rivers, the hot springs, the ocean. And we're focusing on one particular type of, I would call it a bacteria. You could call it a parasite. It's really an amoeba. And it causes PAM. And one of the things about this amoeba, Naegleria fowleri, is it is again commonly found in warm fresh water, lakes, rivers, hot springs, and soil. And interestingly enough, only one species, only one type of Naegleria infects people. So there are different types of it, but only one type affects people. And it is Naegleria fowleri. Now, how does the infection occur. I touched on it before in the first segment of the show, but if you missed it, it infects people when water containing the amoeba enters the body through the nose. It typically occurs when people go swimming or diving in freshwater places like lakes and rivers. The Naegleria fowleri amoeba then travels up the nose to the brain where it destroys brain tissue. You cannot, and I repeat, cannot be infected with Naegleria fowleri by drinking contaminated water. It doesn't happen. Crypto, on the other hand, you won't be so lucky, but not Naegleria fowleri. In very rare instances, Naegleria infections may occur when contaminated water from other sources, and those other sources actually include swimming pools with water inadequately chlorinated swimming pools, to be specific, or contaminated tap water when it enters the nose. So for when people submerge their heads, or they do their nasal cleanse during religious practices, or if you're going to irrigate your sinuses using contaminated tap water, you're running into problems. Now, do you know if your water is contaminated? Your tap water is contaminated? I guess most of us would not, because we take it for granted that we're getting good water in our taps, in our homes, right? So, it's something that we might want to consider. Something we might want to look into. Naegleria fowleri has not been shown to spread via water vapor or aerosol droplets, such as shower mist or vapor from a humidifier. But your tap water, if you're doing a nasal irrigation, well, you run the risk of getting PAM. Now, where do you find Naegleria fowleri? We've been repeating that over and over. Bodies of warm water, such as lakes, rivers, streams, hot springs, geothermal water, which is your hot springs, warm water discharge from industrial plants, naturally hot drinking water sources would have it. Swimming pools that are poorly maintained, which would be minimally chlorinated or not chlorinated at all. You have your water heaters, believe it or not, would be a place where Naegleria fowleri would be, because incidentally it grows best at higher temperatures, up to 115 degrees Fahrenheit or 46 degrees Celsius. And it can survive for short periods at even higher temperatures. Naegleria fowleri could be found in fresh water located in the more southern tier states. So, South Florida, it doesn't get any more southern than this. Naegleria fowleri is not found in the ocean. You will not find it in salt water. So, all those that thinking, oh my goodness, the ocean is out because... No. This particular ailment you will not get from the ocean. But understand, this amoeba can survive in temperatures up to 115 degrees. So if you're going to think that you're going to boil your water, make sure you're boiling it real good for a long time. if you want to kill Naegleria fowleri. The amoeba can also be found in lake or river sediment at temperatures well below where one would find the amoeba in the water. All the water has to do is be warm. What is the food source of this amoeba? Because if it's a single-celled, if it's a living organism, then it has to feed, right? So what is the food source of this organism? Well, it eats other organisms like bacteria that is found in sediment in lakes and rivers. That's it. So everything got to have to survive. If it's living, it has to eat. One of the questions I was asked if you can get Naegleria fowleri from a disinfected swimming pool. No, you cannot. Once the pool is properly maintained, properly cleaned, you will not get Naegleria fowleri from it. When it comes to how common it is, before the break we had mentioned and emphasized that it is rare. That was the silver lining behind the dark cloud. It is rare. In the 10 years from 2009 to 2018, there were 34 infections. That's, when you consider the amount of people that visit water that would be warm water every summer in 10 years, those are low numbers. There were 34 infections that were reported, and of those 34 cases, 30 people were infected by recreational water. 3 were infected after performing nasal irrigation using contaminated tap water, and 1 person was infected by contaminated tap water used on a backyard slip and slide. 34, and 30 of them alone. 30 of them got infected through recreational water. Are there any tests that you can buy to test the tap water? Well, that is one of the questions that I actually have to answer. Thank you for that question, Julie. By the way, there's no universal definition of a rare disease. Just to put that out there. But the U.S. Rare Disease Act of 2002 defined a rare disease as affecting less than 200,000 people in the U.S., and this definition has been adopted by the National Institutes of Health, Genetic and Rare Diseases Information Centers. So less than 200,000 people get infected, it is considered rare. When do these infections most commonly occur? Well, they occur mainly during the summer months. So anywhere from between June and September. Okay, you can start thinking Pam time. Infections are more likely to occur in the southern states, but can also occur in the more northern states. And infections usually occur when it is hot for prolonged periods of time, which results in higher water temperatures and lower water levels. Now understand this. Higher temperatures has been experienced just about everywhere in the US, but not only in the US. So those of you who are listening from other parts of the world, you might want to consider looking into some water safety. Let me try to answer your question now, Julian. Treatment. I have it here. Is there a routine test? No, there isn't a routine test or a rapid test for Naegleria fowleri in the water. And it can take weeks to identify the amoeba. However, new detection tests are under development. So they're trying to find ways in which they can figure out what's going on. But previous water testing has shown that Naegleria fowleri is commonly found in freshwater venues. Therefore, recreational water users should assume that there is a low risk or a low level of risk when entering all warm water, warm fresh water to be specific, particularly in the southern tier states. And when asked how it matches up with other water-related risks, the infection is very low. 34 reported infections in 10 years. That's low. By comparison, in the 10 years from 2001 to 2010, there were more than 34,000 drowning deaths in the US. So more people drown than those that have died from Naegleria fowleri, from PAM. Okay? Just to point that out, to put that out there. It's not one of those things that you can get if you have it that I can contract it from you. It's not passed on from person to person. And what does it look like? What are the symptoms? You might wonder. Well, the disease PAM, primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, it is a brain infection that leads to the destruction of brain tissue. In its early stages, symptoms may be similar to symptoms of bacterial meningitis. So it is primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, and early out, the symptoms resemble bacterial meningitis. Initial symptoms of PAM start about 5 days after infection. Now, there's a range. It can start as early as the first day of infection. It can start as late as 9 days after infection. But on average, it starts around about 5 days. Initial symptoms may include a headache, fever, nausea, or vomiting. Later symptoms include a stiff neck, confusion, lack of attention to people and surroundings, loss of balance, seizures, and hallucinations. After the start of symptoms, the disease progresses rapidly and usually causes death within about 5 days. Now, again, symptoms start about 5 days. Death usually occurs around about 5 days. You do the math. There's a death range also, though. You can live as long as 12 days. Unfortunately, most people die. It's an infection that destroys brain tissue by causing, and it causes the brain to swell, and ultimately you just die. Over 97% of individuals infected don't make it. Only 4 people out of 145 known infected individuals in the US from 1962 to 2018 have survived. Only 4 people. Now, I wish I had the information to say how they survived. And I don't think doctors know how they survived either. But in a rare condition as this, these 4 people are even more rare. Again, primary amoebic meningoencephalitis is what is a condition that is caused by the Naegleria fowleri amoeba. Is there effective treatment for infection? Well, clearly there isn't. If 97% of people infected are going to lose the battle, there isn't much that can be done. Several drugs are effective against Naegleria fowleri in the lab, but their effectiveness is unclear since almost all infections have been fatal. And even when people were treated with similar drug combinations, they have not been successful. And recently, 2 people with Naegleria infection survived after being treated with a new drug that was given along with other drugs and aggressive management of brain swelling. So there is hope, yes, but still things don't look well. There is promise, there's potential, but potential doesn't save lives. So what should I do? What should one do if they've been swimming or playing in fresh water and think that they have symptoms associated with Naegleria fowleri? Well, we know what the early symptoms are, and it kind of looks like bacterial meningitis, but people should seek medical care immediately whenever they develop a sudden onset of fever, headache, stiff neck, and vomiting, particularly if they've been in warm, fresh water in recent times. So consider these things, even if it's you've been in a hot spring. And now, if you went into the hot spring because you had a crick neck before and you wanted to treat that and you came out and you're saying, well, it didn't help and now I think I have this infection. No, you went in with a stiff neck. So don't go blaming it on the water. Don't blame it on the amoeba. But it's something that you want to be mindful of. If it comes with nausea, if it comes with the diarrhea, then you may have to just start preparing. Your family may need to start making final preparations. And it may sound crass, it may sound cold, but statistics show that is where things tend to go, to death. And again, there's no quick test. There's no test that you can just do just like that to say, hey, this is what is going on over here or not. Generally, recreational water users should assume that Naegleria fowleri is present. Once you're in or around warm water across the United States, assume that it is present. Because posting signs based on finding Naegleria fowleri in the water is not going to be an effective way to prevent infections. Why? Well, Naegleria fowleri is common. The infections are rare, but the amoeba is common. And the relationship between finding the amoeba in the water and the occurrence of infections is not known. The location and number of amoeba in the water can vary over time within the same body of water. So today, there could be a low number of amoeba or amoebae in the water, and tomorrow it is ridiculously high. It fluctuates, it changes. There's no standardized testing methods and no real method to quantitate the amount of amoeba in the water. posting signs might create also a misconception that bodies of water without signs or non-posted areas within a posted water body are amoeba free. So it's difficult to even say you're going to put up signs to warn people about it. Generally, people just need to be aware. Is there a way to reduce the infection, the risk of infection? Well, people in getting into warm, fresh water need to be mindful of water getting into the nostrils. So that's pretty much the only thing that you can do. Personal actions to reduce risk should focus on limiting the amount of water going into the nostrils and lowering the chances. That way it will lower the chances of being infected. But outside of that, not much you could do. Top of the hour, we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we talk some more. It's the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. We're talking about dangerous bodies of water outside of the swimming pool. Your rivers, your lakes, your oceans. And I touched on rivers and lakes, right? So, what do we have for the ocean? Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Stick and stay, call a friend, tell a friend. It's a night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. We'll be back in just a few to talk some more about dangerous bodies of water caused by bacteria and parasites. The things, some dangers that we want to try to avoid for the summer. We'll be right back. When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
JTMZ Music presents the highly anticipated, much talked about, The Juggling Rhythm Volume 1. This classic rhythm takes on a new life with tracks from both established artists and introduces some incredible new voices. Get your dancing shoes ready with The Juggling Rhythm, featuring international reggae dancehall artist Mr. Vegas, alongside Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson, Jack Radix, Hezron, Dangling, Joanna Marie featuring Galaxy P, Denny Ranks featuring Jawiz, Ambalik, Christine Alicia, Yishka. Also the new sensations on the rhythm: Seal, Danger Lee, Marquis Skellenar, Zachary. Available on all digital media outlets. The Juggling Rhythm. Get it, get it, get it.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school, I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. In history, I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one.
In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. And in math, I learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today.
The only thing I didn't learn today.
The only thing I didn't learn
is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
It's Christina representing for DJ Kevin. You see me, I say, I don't know the boss. You see me, I say, DJ Kevin Stew and the night shift radio show. Yo, it at the thing, turn up the thing loud. Wow, DJ Kevin Stew at the heart of a champion. Never underestimate, just choose him. The silver line behind the dark clouds. DJ Kevin Stew believe him, and that's no doubt. Salute the night shift radio show, Christina. Just a heart it up loud. The beast.
I'll ride with the open tie. I'll run the whole damn line. I search every corner just to find you. With me is where you reside. Close my eyes, sweet like apple pie. Feels just like home when I lie with you.
The track is called All I Am. This is Xavier Ward featuring Skip Marley. Give you all I am. Do-do-do-do. I want to say thanks to JTMC for sponsoring this segment of the show. JTMC takes care of your event management, your tour management, your bookings, your promotions, your social media management. You just have to give them a call. 678-793-8800. That's 678-793-8800. Or visit them at jtmcenterprise.com. It's called All I Am, Xavier Ward featuring Skip Marley. Big tune, big tune, big tune. I really like it. It has a nice bounce to it. Don't you think? Yeah, I think so too. Alright, so as we get into the last segment of the show, before moving into our musical therapy, that is, I want to look at dangers in oceans. And if you've been paying attention to the news over the past week, you would have learned of a teen, well, a preteen that contracted a flesh eating bacteria in Florida waters. So, here you go, fresh water. Negleria fowleri, you could end up dying in 2 weeks because of this brain eating amoeba. But there's flesh eating bacteria that have left families with traumatizing experiences after spending time in Florida waters. And this year alone, several families have come forward after losing after their family their loved ones contracted a flesh eating bacteria. Now, over the weekend, this past weekend, where the June transitioned into July weekend, yeah, to be specific, there was a 77-year-old woman that died just a week and a half after she scraped her leg in the water while visiting Coquina Beach. What she scraped her leg on, I don't even know. But she scraped her leg. She died a week and a half later. A day after her cut, Lynn Fleming became ill and eventually went to a hospital. She was diagnosed with necrotizing fasciitis, the infection commonly known as the flesh-eating bacteria. Her son, Wade Fleming, said, "You kind of heard once or twice flesh-eating disease. That kind of grabs you, but you would never think that would happen to you." Back in April, a man from Ohio got sick and developed a massive swelling on his left foot after going on a boating trip near Weedon Island. He said, "Initially, I thought maybe it was a sunburn. Later, he was diagnosed with necrotizing fasciitis. And just like Fleming, it just popped up. Boom. It was there. The cause, Barry Briggs from Waynesville, Ohio, said his surgeon says he believes it was Vibrio vulnificus. You remember in the beginning I mentioned Vibrio as one of the dangers lurking in the waters. It's Vibrio vulnificus. According to the CDC, again, rare, necrotizing fasciitis. But people with compromised immune systems have a harder time fighting the infection. The CDC says 1 in 3 people who contract the flesh-eating bacteria will die. 1 in 3. The news compiled basic and key information that you need to know about Vibrio vulnificus. And it goes along the lines of what it is. And that is an infection that can come from numerous bacteria. And one of the bacteria that can cause necrotizing fasciitis is Vibrio vulnificus, which is considered rare in Florida. Believe it or not, it is considered rare, according to Florida's Department of Health. Now, professors at University of South Florida say Vibrio vulnificus thrives in warm water, But it is best to assume that it is always in the water because it is naturally occurring. One infection that can come from Vibrio vulnificus is, again, necrotizing fasciitis. Vibrio can be in any water, but it likes less salt. So it's more common in Tampa Bay than it is in the Gulf of Mexico. But you find it in oceans. It is most common through most of the year. Between March and December is when it is most common. Florida's Department of Health tracks Vibrio vulnificus. I keep leading towards the Vulcans, and I'm sorry, Trekkies. It's just a Freudian slip. But Vibrio vulnificus was tracked by the Department of Health, and in 2018 there were 42 cases with 9 deaths. The state agency does not test waterways for Vibrio, but they test cultures from people who are diagnosed with the bacteria. So, who is at risk? There are a number of factors that come into play when you're talking about getting Vibrio. But some of these include immunocompromised individuals who possibly have chronic liver disease, kidney disease, or weakened immune systems, according to the Department of Health. Now, young Lynn, I don't know what her situation was, because she seemed quite healthy. So, how can you get it? If you have a weakened immune system and you have open cuts or wounds, chances are you're at high risk of getting Vibrio. However, the chances are rare. So, based on statistics, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than you do of getting Vibrio. But still, your chance is not zero. Vibrio vulnificus is not one of those conditions, not one of those bacteria that you really want to play with. I remember growing up, and if I had a cut and we were going to the beach, it was something to look forward to because that cut would heal quickly. Now, I have a scratch. I am going nowhere near water. If my lip cracked from being dry, I'm not going near the water. I'll enjoy it from a distance. And call me paranoid, but there's too much going on in our environment for me to take that risk. But that's just me. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying that I am not doing it. It could be a swimming pool. It could be a water park. It could be a lake. It could be a river. It could be a stream. It could be the ocean. Matters not. They're all being polluted. So they all run a risk of having some type of bacteria. Hence, I run the risk of getting infected with something. Now, if I have no cuts, cool. Let's go. Let's start. Let's have some fun. But how I used to have fun when I was young and how I'm going to have fun now, be kind of different. Back then I was carefree, and you know when they say ignorance is bliss, not having this information, I was perfectly fine. Today my son was looking at my material that I had for my show, and he's like, I could have died. I was like, what are you talking about, son? He was like, I was at the beach with mommy and I had a cut. And she said, oh, that's okay, just go in the water. And I said to him, you know, I would have told her the same thing. Because when I was your age, that was the thing to do. You had a cut, you go into the water. The salt water took care of it because the salt water took care of everything. The natural ocean water, because the ocean kept itself clean and everything was good to go, and not so much anymore. So things have changed somewhat. And we need to be mindful of the changes. Not to say again that we're going to make anybody panic. Don't panic. Just be mindful. Don't lose it. Don't say you will no longer or never again visit a swimming pool. It's not like that. Just recognize that it can be, but it's not that extreme. And pay attention to your body. Be mindful of what your body is doing. If it's giving you a signal of something, listen to it. Typically, your body not usually wrong when it's telling you something. Pay attention. Ask your doctor some questions if you need to, and take it from there. And insist. You have that right to insist. This has been the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Well, this has been Healthy Love on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Is there a particular topic you want me to address? Go ahead, send me the information. Let me look it up. Let me present it. And let's talk about it. Julian, I hope I didn't worry you too much tonight. And I hope tonight's worry and last night's worry didn't add up to being too much. I'm going to have to probably find something fun to talk about in Healthy Love next week. I don't know. Whew, what can I find? What can I find? Hey, in times like these, we really need some musical therapy.
I found love.
This is Marlon Farquharson.
Darling, just dive right in and follow my lead.
Yeah, this is Marlon of Visions Band. His rendition of Perfect.
Beautiful and sweet. I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own. And in your eyes, you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath. You heard it. You look perfect tonight. Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams, her hopes that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. We are kids in love, fighting against all
take a moment to say thank you to GMAC Music Solutions for sponsoring this segment of the show. This is our musical therapy segment, and GMAC Music Solutions can provide sound, lighting, stage production services, musical equipment, audio engineers, DJs, bands, musicians, singers. They can bring your event to life. Go ahead and give them a call, 754-307-GMAC. That's 754-307-4622. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. You can also visit them at gmacmusicsolutions.com.
Don't deserve this. You look perfect. That's my specialty. If you're feeling lonely,
This is You Madu
you're one and only.
with his rendition of Mr. Fix It.
The girl and ran away. You just reach for your phone. I'll be here at home. And my name is Fix It, and I'll be there. If your heart's been shattered and the pieces are scattered all across the ground of loneliness, just you reach for your phone. I'll be here at home. My name is Fix It, and I'll be there. Love is not a bed of roses, and life is not the game it seems. 'Cause if you've been mistreated by your lover, don't you worry, come see me. Oh, if your heart's been shattered and the pieces are scattered all across the ground of loneliness, just you reach for your phone. 'Cause I'll be here at home. My name is Fix It, and I'll be there. They call me Mr. Fix It. That's my specialty. Yeah, Love, it's not the bed of roses, and life is not the game it seems. 'Cause if you've been deserted by your lover, don't you worry, come see me. Oh, if your heart's been shattered and the pieces are scattered all across the ground of loneliness, you just reach for your phone. 'Cause I'll be here at home. My name is Fix It, and I'll be there. They call me Mr. Fix It. That's my specialty.
A lot of people never wake up this morning, never live to see today. Oh, the ones who never heed judge a warning, never live to see today.
This is Phil Watkins.
Never live to see today. A lot of innocent people
His latest contribution to
see today.
reggae music.
See another day and
The track is called Today.
Jaja bless you with His mercy. Another chance to right the wrongs from the choices that you've made. Love will guide you upon your journey. Life is much better when you know what it's worth. Let every step count, let every move work. Here today, tomorrow, say your day and a deeper. So set your mind and good live it. With that you feel flirt. Waste the day seeking vanity. Flesh thing now go work. Walk fast from dirty liberty road that you know feel hurt. It best to wear a smile than to wear a dirty smirk. Remember we put Jaja first. A lot of people ones who never heed judge a warning, never live to see today. Violence leave a lot of families falling, never live to see today. A lot of innocent people falling, not live to see today. Give thanks and praise, we still fortunate. Work a breeze, spread the message, cause we still have low breath. Life, no promise on the road where we check, but Jaja never failed me yet. Rise up in the morning, giving thanks with life.
So someone said, by deductive reasoning,
Me and good health has slowed down.
I'm going to go with the pool. I'll take my risk with 3 weeks of diarrhea.
See the sun, you feel the
I'll take my chances with that.
not take life for granted.
I don't want flesh-eating bacteria,
A million no morning.
and I don't want amoeba eating out my brain.
Lot of people never wake up this morning.
I'll take my chances with crypto
See today.
and 3 weeks of diarrhea.
Whenever he judge a warning, never live to see today. Violence leave a lot of families falling.
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
A lot of innocent people falling, no live to see today. A lot of people never wake up this morning, never live to see today. Oh, the ones who never heed judge a warning, never live to see today. Violence leave a lot of families falling, never live to see today. A lot of innocent people falling, no live to see today.
My brother's keeper. Most definitely I am.
This is Marcia Ball, working out with Raj and I.
And then you can call on me, I'll be a show.
A track called Brethren Six String.
Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will.
As we say, Brethren Sistrin.
Just put your trust in me, cause that's the way that it should be. With family, family.
It's like you can't make up your mind, like you can't read between the lines, like your perception ain't that fine. Just listen, this is what I'm trying to
I'm
say.
here to clear up all your doubts, and I'll be here to catch you when you fall. And I will answer when you call. This is what I'm trying to say to you.
I'm your brethren if you need her, and then you can call on me, I'll be a shoulder to lean on. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Call on me, and if I can, I will just put your trust in me, cause that's the way that it should be. With family, family.
In the midst of all this madness and confusion setting in, when your wits are not about you, then on me you can depend.
Just when you feel that life is over and you no longer have your friends, just remember what I told you. I will be with you until the end. 'Cause
I'm your brethren if you need her, and then you can call on me, I'll be a shoulder to lean on. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will.
call on me, and if I can, I will just put your trust in me, 'cause that's the way that it should be. With family, family.
Clear the thoughts that's on your mind, put the negative behind. Everything will fall in line. Overstand that I'm your brethren. What more must I prove to you? How much more should we go through? How much farther must I climb? By now you should already know that I'm your brethren if you need her, and then you can call on me, I'll be a shoulder to lean
so well the clouds behind. Said I don't wanna see you cry in the rain. No, younger. This world can be so crazy out there. Well, I see the days to come, and this is much brighter than tomorrow. Yeah. My sister, just keep the faith, no matter what the critics say. Hey, just remember to do you.
Kevin Stew.
Losing his mind. Thinks I got things on the side, 'cause I can't decide.
This is Kaylin Arnold. A track called That's All. Multi-million-dollar question. If you don't love yourself, how can you love someone else? I want to invite you guys to join me tomorrow with Real Talk. We have family therapist Sonny Etienne joining us. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the effects of toxic relationships on children. I know you too well. So that's tomorrow. Marlon's favorite night shift show. Real Talk Wednesday. We're closing out the night shift week, looking at toxic relationships and how they affect children.
What a feeling, so revealing. You've
got me thinking.
This is Benji Myers, a track called Hooked on You.
You and me, sharing our lives together, even through the stormy weather. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it. We now and forever, let's stay together, even through the fire. I hope you can see just what you mean to me. This is how our love should be. And I know that we've got places to go. Places to go. 'Cause I know that our love can grow. Can grow. I know that you know what I'm trying to say. So baby, how do you wanna end today? You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it, baby. You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it. Ooh-wee. From the first time that I laid my eyes, you got me wondering what a feeling so revealing. You've got me thinking, how could this be? You and me, sharing our lives together, even through the stormy weather. Ooh, now, and I know that we've got places to go. Places to go. 'Cause I know that our love can grow. Can grow. I know that you know what I'm trying to say. So baby, how do you wanna end today? You got me hooked on you. I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Oh yes, I mean it.
Girl, I drifted away. That's just how much I love you. And I've got to say, it grows with every day. No, don't stress yourself, I'll be there. Give me
This is the sound of Kuzimelas.
Don't worry yourself, pretty lady. I'll take care of your heart.
Track called Let's Get Started.
Just a little of your tender touch is all I'm asking. Don't you be.
Since we're lovers rocking,
Believe me, there's nothing to fear. I'll be around.
give you some lovers rock out to the UK, courtesy of the one King Genius.
I wanna be the shoulder you lean on,
One Harmony Music Productions.
depend on. I'll be your shelter in the storm. And when you feel down and out and need someone to call upon, don't you worry about a thing. I'll be right over, baby. And you hear me say, let's get started. Girl, I love you. It's long overdue. And you feel it too. Oh, baby. Let's get started, 'cause you're the one that I'm waiting on. No more loving on the run. No, no. Lay your head on my shoulder, baby, and tell me what's on your mind. My arms are waiting for you. Don't overlook my love this time. It's a blessing I can hold you the way that I do. Girl, I need you in my life. I wanna build my whole world around you. Let's get started, girl, I love you. It's long overdue, and you feel it too. Well, I know, baby. Let's get started, 'cause you're the one that I'm waiting for. Loving on the road.
And through the night, when I gaze upon the stars,
This is South Florida's own Lady Tia. Track called Come Back Home.
And your warm embrace, to look into your eyes and see that smile upon your face. I miss you on the days when the clouds cover the sun, knowing that we will no longer be having fun. Please tell me how to mend this broken heart. Now my world is shattered and torn all apart. How do I find hope in this brand new day? Since the one I love has turned and gone away, and I miss you. Please come back home. I miss you. No longer will I long. Really miss you. This house is not a home. Please come back home. I need to win back your love and rebuild our trust. Waiting to hold you again. This is an absolute love. I give everything to turn back the hands of time. Back in the days when you were mine, all mine. I miss you. Please come back home. I miss you. No longer will I roam. Really miss you. This house is not a home. Please come back home.
I just wanna hold you right now. Come a little closer. Put on your red dress and slip on your high heels and some of that sweet perfume.
This is Yishka.
Sure smells good on
His version of My.
lipstick. Baby, you wear the crown. 'Cause when you get through, I wanna show off you. Tonight will be a special night, but many more to come. Baby, I'm so proud to be with you. I just wanna let you know you got me saying my. You sure look good tonight.
tell you I'm in that kind of a lover's rock, kind of a mood, kind of a groove, not a mood, a groove. It's a groove and a mood together. This is Joanna Marie working out with Peter G. Their rendition of Close to You on the bedroom mood rhythm. Yeah, look out for some things coming out on this rhythm.
It took a while to see that your love was true. Now no one cares until I belong to you until the end of time. Good to know your and all I want to say till my dying day. I just wanna be close to you.
my days would all be empty. My life would seem so wrong.
This is where I'm gonna bounce out
forever.
with a little Ed Robinson. Ed was over in South Florida this past weekend.
But it never felt this strong. Our dreams are young and we both know.
Did a solid little performance
we wanna go.
as usual.
Hold me now, touch me now, cause I don't wanna live without you.
This is his rendition.
My love for you.
I won't change my love for you.
The one thing you can be
I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight.
more than your love.
Nothing's gonna change my love for you, and I hope nothing changes yours for me. And if it does change, I hope it gets better. Catch you tomorrow, same time, same place, right here, kevinstew.com. The night shift to DJ Kevin Stewart's Real Talk Wednesday. 4th of July Eve.
Won't change, no. If the road ahead
No telling what will happen.
so easy,
Maybe some fireworks in the works.
wait for us.
Yeah, you heard me right.
Guiding star.
I'm getting out of here. Take care until later on. Good day, good morning, good afternoon to you wherever you are in the world. From here,
I love you just
good night.
the way you are. So come with me and share the view. I'll help you see forever through. Hold me now, touch me now, cause I don't wanna live without you. Nothing's gonna change my love for you. You ought to know by now how much I love you. The one thing you can be sure of, I never asked for more than your love. Nothing will change my love for you. You ought to know by now how much I love you. The world may change my whole life through, but nothing's gonna change my love for you. No, no, no.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.